What we are looking at here is an example of old blue decorated ware, Kosometsuke. That is the name given to a kind of porcelain made in China, but specifically for Japanese clients. If you know anything about Kaikodo, you know we don't have a one-track mind. We deal in media across the board and in Asian art, also pretty much across the board, with China and Japan the foundations. And Kosometsuke brings those two cultures together. But is it an harmonious coupling? Well, the Japanese got what they wanted, and the Chinese were paid for it. So they each got what they wanted, but that was pretty much the extent of it. Have a look at these Chinese folk, in this case made of stucco in the 14th century. They're standing over the dish, and their reaction is telling. One is laughing. The other can't be bothered to even look at the piece. And that reflects the attitude of the Chinese towards Kosometsuke right up until modern times. So what would the Chinese have found so objectionable? Well, several things if we accept a generalization, that the Chinese in their later ceramics prefer perfection over imperfection, the predictable over the unpredictable, and a refined, careful rather than slapdash finish. Look closely. The glaze has chipped off the mouth rim, not damaged during rough use, but a poor fit. And when you flip the dish over, you see that the foot rim is not clean, but is marred by gritty adhesions. You don't get this stuff off. It is an integral part of the ceramic. The glaze is clear and bright, but has a sticky texture with a few tiny black blemishes and minute holes. And the painting itself is a bit facile and slippery, and the theme, the Eight Immortals, is not by the book. It is not possible to identify with certainty all of the figures. However, since Kosometsuke was intended for the Japanese, we must look at it through their eyes, and with them appreciate the imperfect, the unstudied, the spontaneous. Not a chipped rim, but mushikui, an insect-nibbled rim. The glaze, like a pool of still water with some forest debris floating on it. The grit on the foot, anchoring the piece to its birthplace in the kiln and to the earth whence it came. And we can join in the romp of these fellows through the sky, galvanized by an unfettered brush. And finally, we must look at the piece through our own eyes. Among Kosometsuke, in a class of its own, we are truly swept off our feet by its sheer size, by a vibrant image that sweeps across the entire white surface as if the painter were greedy for a huge canvas. And we are charmed by the subtle bits of red and green that link the piece to other groups of porcelains also made for the Japanese. So please, I beg you, look at this through their eyes and through ours. Also, do have a look at our pair of screens in this exhibition, painted by a Japanese artist, but the subject, once again, bringing together China and Japan.